Welcome back, everybody. Today's actually a lovely day.
52.
Yeah, it's sunny and not 75, but 52 out. Aspen is out there just absolutely modifying her herding ball. But the birds are chirping, the sun is shining, and we are in the shop enjoying.
It's cold in the shop.
Well, yeah, I still got like that chill, but we've opened the door and the air is moving now, so it's warming up. So we're gonna enjoy our heated shop day, and get this plumbing set. Oh, we should probably we gotta put that back on the bottom of the tank.
Oh.
Get that screwed in, but we got this set up here. We got hot water in the buckets, heating up the pipes real quick because we got to get in there, get them slid on the bottom of the tanks, and then hopefully we got this all set. We got it down to a 3/4 connection there. That goes into the back of this pump tower right there, so you can see. And then yeah, basically we'll be set plumbing. We'll be all set because the 2x2 is already plumbed. We got this plumbed in to the tower, so then the fun stuff begins. It's just all I kept this separate because this is the wiring for this tower, and then there's the wiring for that tower, and I haven't even looked at all that. We honestly probably should have laid out the wiring but the wiring is more flexible maybe. I'm hoping it runs through the isobus. I don't know if we have to run any power cords on the tractor. Yeah, but let's get this plumbing done. I don't know a good spot to set you guys up to see, but it's gonna be fun. So we've got it set. This was a struggle here. Basically we have to like turn it, twist it, but like then also twist it on the filter. So basically like threaded that on there, but got that set. We kept the filter in line for the 2x2. If we got a filter, might as well use it. We got that zip tied, securely, secured over there. Then we just had the little hose. I wanted to try to keep it 2-inch as far as we could to not have any, So, as I was saying, this tube here, we're 2-inch all the way, so we shouldn't have any loss of pressure or not enough flow or anything like that. So, yeah, we went through 5 different ways to finally get this, and yeah, that was fun. But anyways, had to get the 1/2-inch reducer down to 3/4 to this line, so that was fun. Now all this is kind of smudged over here because we try to get it over as much as we could. So this is all set now. Got it on there. Got the tanks tightened down. The one thing you gotta watch with the tanks is basically you want them level when you're planting. So we kind of went the level off of here and kind of leveled them so they look crooked, but they're when the planter's down, they're good. Yeah, so now Honestly, all the in-furrows plumbed, the 2x2's plumbed. Now we gotta take off the plumber hat and put on the wiring hat.
Electrician?
The electrician hat, yeah, that one. Yeah, now we gotta put, there's still, hey, I was filming.
Sorry, I didn't realize you had it pointed down.
We have, this did come with a less the discharge, but the like quick fill kit. So I don't know if I'm gonna put that on. We don't really use the quick fill because we don't have a pump. We just gravity fill. So we just, you know, take the good old lid off and fill it. But this, the 2x2 is plumbed for the quick fill, and we can plumb that up. We might, but we're probably gonna get the electrical done first. So yeah, we got
Oh, okay.
I just want to keep filming here so you know when to cut it, because I kind of was rambling, so I figured I'd make sure you cut it. So I
And
just
now you're
started.
squeezing my butt.
No, I'm not.
My throat.
What's going on? The day turned a little not so nice, but we're done plumbing this thing. Now we're doing the wiring, which wiring, it's not as custom making. It's just a matter of finding all the plugs and matching them up. Luckily, you know, they're labeled both ends for the most part, so it's not terrible. But then there's just the good old wire management. So basically I'm just gonna go harness by harness. I've kind of got that pump stack. I kept that stuff over here, and then the rest of it, you know, I got here. What we're doing with the SurePoint system is we did 2 Sentinel 1000s. We could have went with a Sentinel 2000. That can control up to 4 products, but that was like another $2,000 that just we're probably not going to do any more products. So basically we went with 2 1000s, and we got the other towers. So we got the 2 towers. One's a 200, one's a 100. Not a super big difference. This one just has, because it has the tank, you know, you're able to agitate and that stuff. This one's just your basic tower. So anyways, we're just kind of wiring. This is the first one we got going. Basically it's just getting the harnesses and getting it. I'm not sure, I kind of want to get the harnesses roughed in, see kind of how long we got for mounting our Sentinel brains. That's basically the brains of the thing. Hannah's cleaning some sunflower seeds. And yeah, basically a bunch of wires on the harness. Just have to find where they all go. So basically, there's some like wiring diagrams in here. Yeah, basically they're like this. So like it tells you like what wires go to where, and I mean it gives you like the overview at the end, but it's kind of, yeah, it's a little hard to decipher. But everything's labeled, so I do gotta give SurePoint thumbs up for that. You know, obviously we haven't gone too far, but it's all labeled, so it should be good, and should be able to maybe get it done here. Better get to work. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. It is February 27th today. It's a little rainy this morning. Well, honestly, it cooled back off, so it's not as nice. You know, obviously it's still February. It's 42, but you know, chilly. So basically yesterday we started digging into the wiring. And yeah, I was on the phone for a while. Hannah's over here just breaking everything. But yeah, so basically I was on the phone for a while. There was a lot of I don't want to say trial and error, but it was just a bunch of zip tying. Because basically, with how we're set up with the Sentinel, the wire harness, like I showed, is a big octopus, but we don't have the row control, we don't have section control, we don't have any of that. So basically, we just have the one hookup. So that big old harness, so here's where we mounted the Sentinel. Big old harness, all just wrapped up here. Plugged one into the harness to the pump, zip tied it all up. And basically, so we have the two Sentinels. They got to talk to each other. So there's just the one ISO output connection that runs to the other one. And we mounted the other Sentinel over here backwards. Just honestly trying to protect it as much as we can. Because obviously it's the brains of everything. So yeah, could we probably, maybe could have put this one, but I think when this one was backwards, it was like right on the bottom here. And when we fill this, obviously all the time we try to be as clean as we can, but it does drip down. We didn't want to drip right on top of it, so yeah, we mounted that one forward. Hopefully we're not planting through super tall weeds and this gets banged off, or hit with the weeds and stuff. But obviously can't always control that. So here we are. We got the one harness here plugged into this one, wire, cable managed. Tried our best to, we got all the zip ties. You can still see the tails we kind of left for now, just as we get everything set. So yeah, that whole harness just connects to one, and then the ISO plug. Yeah, and basically we learned now that this planter, so if you guys have a 1755 4-row also, this planter has the ISO bus monitor for the row, seed sensing, so you can sense your population and stuff. But I guess it's not a true ISO ready. So basically, we don't have the correct ISO bus plug on the planter wiring harness to connect into there. So basically what we had to do, we figured out yesterday, is we had to get a ISO bus Y attachment so we can connect the two together, and then the cable on the planter and then the cable coming from the Sentinels together, and then a cord up to the tractor. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to wrap this one up, try to wire it back in here, because our other connection that we have to tie to is right in here. So if we can wire it back here and then just have the one cord coming up versus two coming up and then wiring at the back of the tractor. So that's another cable we got to get. I think we ordered, hate to think how much that harness is, but we did all this to not, it's a little annoying, a little frustrating, but here we are. So that was that. The other thing is these pump towers, I guess, pull so much juice that we now need to run 2 more power harnesses. These are 40 amp harnesses for each of these pumps. I guess I didn't think about that. I obviously thought, wiring harness, I thought I'd be able to drive off the harness. We have accessory outlets on this harness. I'm not sure if that was for e-drives or whatever, but I thought we'd be able to tie into that. So now I gotta put 2 more harnesses on the tractor. I asked if we could Y off one harness from the tractor and run to the 2 ports here. You can't. I guess it's just the electric draw. It needs that, straight to the battery connection. So gotta put 2 more harnesses on the tractor, even though that tractor already has so many harnesses on it. So they're 20-foot harnesses. They should reach the back. We'll follow the same route as the ISO bus cables. You know, because that actually had a wire. And that was the other thing. You know, I'd asked, you know, because we have, I think it's like 0 gauge or 2 gauge wires all the way up to the battery to that ISO plug for power. Can't just tie off of those. So 2 more harnesses. They're 40 amp carrying capacities. Gotta run that up the tractor. So that's all annoying. Just 2 more things to plug in. When I was hoping it would all kind of run off the ISO plug and, you know, be ready to go. So yeah, I guess just keep that in mind. You know, we got the wiring. Oh, I guess there were 2 things. So we didn't. So these planters for the switch to turn off when it raises, you can either get a mercury switch, which is off the level, but I think that would probably turn off on 90% of the acres as we go up the hill and then come back down. So we got this switch, kind of like a toggle switch. So you put a bolt here. I am a little concerned. We're gonna have to watch for wear. I kind of have this bolt. You know, I was gonna put a lock washer, but that would put us out too far. So we have that, you know, there. I'm trying to decide if I want to have it so that like it touches it, you know, that would turn it off, and then so basically as the planter lowers, this will raise because the roll unit, you know, will go on the ground and that. So this bolt will come off of it. So if I want to have this on or have it off when it's lowered and on when it's not, they gave us the wiring diagram. You can switch the polarity and stuff. So that's that. But besides that, cable management, you know, we got it. I did have this out here, but I didn't want it to get caught, so I kind of stuck that behind there. And yeah, I mean, we're basically set. We just got to finish. All we got to do now is make sure everything's tight, maybe start snipping some of these tails, and just kind of get things cleaned up. And yeah, I don't want to put any, don't want to test it and make sure the plumbing's, I mean, there's so many plumbing connections now that we definitely got to test that before we get fertilizer in there. Just make sure everything's kind of watertight. And yeah, all we got left to do is get these wired in. I'm trying to decide, figure there is a power supply port right there off of that harness. I gotta see if that would have continuous power, or if that's like for the lights. But I might just run a wire in the lighting cable, because we only have 5 out of the 7 ports that if I can run, or if I can tap into the continuous power in the ground off of that and then just tee into that. I got in the plug, but probably just wired in, tee into that, because that harness comes right back here, and then just have you know, the cameras have long enough cords and then just tee into that. None of these are really high demand power eaters, so you know, the lights are LED, the cameras are probably nothing, but yeah, that's what we're gonna get to working on, get that set, and then we should be good. So we're just waiting on harnesses, and then we gotta wire up the tractor. So this is definitely a keep inside planter now, I think. I don't know if its days of being outside are numbered, but yeah. If y'all have any questions or any recommendations for us, love to hear them. Yeah. But we've been trying to just play it by the book, I guess. It's definitely planter's looking a little tight on any room for anything else, which not really sure if we want to do anything else. But no.
No. You're done.
Maybe try, but next year.
No.
I do. The ground drive does work pretty good, so. But that's just that many less chains, but that many more motors. I gotta go bad. So, anyways, we'll probably get try to figure out this power to the accessory stuff here and get the last 4 cameras mounted, and I guess the last 2 on the tanks, just to be able to see those. And yeah, we'll go from there. Thanks for watching.